Hello random person, Sab Nino here. I just got a new green screen setup. This isn't the typical focus on one piece of merchandise video, but instead a video of just a bunch of stuff that I recently got in my collection that I thought would be cool. Maybe I should create like some sort of name for this type of video. If I ever do, then it should be playing right now. In order to show off this merchandise, first off, I just need to get rid of all of these. These were just here because I thought it would look cool, so you weren't just seeing my hands in green screen. So let's take a look at the first thing I want to show off. This massive thing. I finally got my hands on the FUN edition of Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. As you probably know from live streams, I already own this game, but I needed to get this because on Best Buy, they were selling this for $70, and typically it's like $300, so I had to take up the opportunity. Unfortunately, the box came damaged, which isn't the greatest. First off, we have some socks. They are based on SpongeBob socks, which makes perfect sense. And just like with Balloon Patrick and the Cosmic Shake, I think this is perfect marketing, given that socks are a regular collectible. I think the only thing that would have been more perfect than this is if they got a golden spatula. Like a life-size golden spatula. It could even be pearl gold. I might end up wearing the socks, I don't know. I'm just afraid of ruining them, but they're cute. They're definitely something I'd wear. Next up, we have a bunch of Rehydrated themed stickers. I do appreciate the label. The first two pages are just art from the box art, which makes sense. Then we just have a bunch of just regular stock art of the show. There's Hooky. I do really like this inclusion, given that it is a golden spatula. This entire piece of stock art is a reference to Neptune spatula, which is also a nice tie-in to BFBB, because the Poseidon and King Neptune are a part of this game. I think the glove balloon stickers would have been a better fit for Cosmic Shake, but it's still a cool addition. And those are the stickers. The main downside to these is that I do wish there were duplicates of these. One to just have in your collection and another that you can actually use, because since this is like a collection piece, I don't want to use any of these stickers. Next up on the chopping block is these little cards with concept art on them. I'll be real, I think these are really cool. And I personally wish that the Cosmic Shake did something similar to these with the coasters. Because the coasters for the Cosmic Shake just had screenshots from the first trailer, but I think it would have been cooler if they had concept art from the games on those coasters. And I enjoy how a lot of these aren't like massively spread around the internet. Like some of them are, like this rock bottom piece. This was showcased probably before we even got a demo. And then we have this one, which I haven't seen on the internet that much. And then we have Downtown Bikini Bottom. What I find interesting about this and the Jellyfish Fields is that they originally were gonna experiment with the time of day. Like this one looks like it's a sunset, while Jellyfish Fields looked like it was early morning. And honestly, I think it would have been cool if they played around with the time zone a little bit. Like, they still look gorgeous in game. I just think that would have been an interesting choice. Okay, time for the really cool stuff. The second to last thing in this collection are the Tiki keychains. The packaging is very well put together, so these don't break, which unfortunately I can't really say about the entire Fun Edition I got. It is decently damaged, which is odd because it wasn't used. Here's all the Tiki keychains. Here's the normal Tiki, here's the Shush Tiki, the floating Tiki, the explosive Tiki, and the stone Tiki. I'm a little disappointed how they used the beta designs instead of the ones they use in the actual game, because if you didn't know, they were trying to experiment with colors. For instance, this one was initially gonna have some reds and some blues, but they ended up going with a more faithful design, and due to this one featuring red, red. For some reason, they made this one orangish, which I have no idea why they even went this route in the first place, because, you know, red, it's the color of dynamite, so it's the color of explosives. I thought the red worked a lot better, and I'm happy for the final game that they went with the red. Though I wouldn't have minded if this design for the stone tiki was made in the game. I think this one had some changes that I think looked pretty cool, but I still think it's cool that they decided to go for a more faithful route for the tikis in the actual game. Okay, time for the grand finale for the fun edition of Rehydrated. The statues. Unfortunately, just like the box, they aren't in the best condition in the world, but I still think they look really cool. I absolutely love the bubbles on the back, and SpongeBob himself has all the details correct, which I can't really say for the model they used in Rehydrated. Mainly the socks and the back belt loops, stuff that nobody gives a f about. I also love the golden spatula right here. And one cool little play feature about this one is he does the in hindsight, I should have just played a SpongeBob clip for that. Cut to that. Patrick looks really cool too. I like how they utilize the underwear since that's the health system. I like the socks everywhere. And one thing I absolutely adore is how the inside of the watermelon is actually almost translucent. It makes it look really juicy and tasty, and I think that's just an absolutely wonderful detail. And last but not least, we have Sandy. Unfortunately, the lasso kind of broke when it was shipping, but thankfully it's easy to fix. It's really impressive how this holds up. I appreciate the zipper touch, how it's just sticking out like that. I like the shell because that's what Sandy rides in the slide sections. I wish there wasn't an obvious seam for the helmet, but I'm not really sure what they could really do for that. I like the Tiki as well, even if it's the early design. One of the details I don't appreciate is how the back of Sandy's head is just all brown, when in most interpretations of Sandy in 3D, it's the yellow part is like all across the muzzle, with rare exceptions like it's a SpongeBob Christmas, but that's a pretty minor thing. Also, again, I love the bubbles. I absolutely love it when they do stuff like this with the bubbles. Oh, and since I ended the Rehydrated section of this video on Sandy, that is a perfect segue into the second thing that came to the mail today. This Color Box Sandy plush. As I probably put in the title, I spent $200 on this. Well, okay, that's partially a lie. It costed $200, but I'm paying for it in bulk. What's even more insane is that it comes with the tag, and it was in Blockbuster, and it was $5.99. Which really shows its age. And there's a reason why I got this plush. First off, I might or might not be making a SpongeBob plush series and wanted to include Sandy, and I didn't have a plush. And second, this is the best Sandy plush, period. It got the suit right, it has a bushy tail, it has a helmet, there's even a flower here that's actually stitched and stuff. It's made out of fabric. And even though the face is a little wonky, it's a lot better than most of the Sandy faces I see on plushies. From ones with derpy eyes, or ones that just have oddly low mouths for some reason, and some that look good, but aren't super accurate. So I am absolutely grateful to have this Sandy in my collection, especially since Sandy is a very underrated character when it comes to stuffed animals for probably obvious reasons. But it's not as rare as Pearl or Mrs. Puff that have made plushies but either don't have any listings up whatsoever or are hella expensive. And that's all the SpongeBob stuff in this video, but I have more that isn't SpongeBob. So to all the people who only like SpongeBob stuff, get the fuck out. We don't want you here. Okay, are the fake fans gone? The fake fans are gone. Let's discuss the other merch. So recently I went to a concert, and the concert was Hatsune Miku. I purchased tickets way back in December, and I finally saw it the other day. and I absolutely loved it. I'm a little disappointed that they didn't use the typical projection and instead used an LED TV, but I'm still happy with how it turned out. Miku has come a long way since I became part of the fandom, and even before the show even happened, there was a bunch of shit posts made by the entire fandom. And I can't make this up, there was one person that legit shared the infamous I'm SpongeBob image and everyone cheered. I was gonna shoot a video of it, but unfortunately, I didn't get my camera fast enough. But anyway, why am I talking about the Miku concert? Because I have gotten merch from the venue. I showed up to the concert 6 hours early to try to get a glow stick, but unfortunately most of the stuff sold out. But one of the things I got was this Miku poster. I still need a way to hang this, but there was a lot of paper posters, but the reason why I got this one is because it's more permanent, and most Miku posters are paper and don't last that long, so I thought it would be cool to just have something more permanent. It's like made out of fabric. Not much to say, I just think it's a cool design. I also got this Miku shirt. Same print as the poster, but it has some dates on the back for the US touring of Miku Expo 2024. And since I don't want to accidentally tell people the state I live in, I'm just gonna showcase the front and not the back. And this was my merch haul. Here's all the stuff I have gotten recently. Do you like this format of video? Should I do more videos like this, or do you prefer the videos where I just talk about one specific thing? Comment below. I love sharing my collection with people and just talking about miscellaneous stuff, so if that's something you'd be interested in, then I would love to hear what you had to say. And with all that said, it's all Sab from here.